Hi, everyone. It's Leslie, and welcome to our latest episode of Love Where You Live, Give Where You Love. As I mentioned, I'm Leslie. Don't forget to like and heart this video. And always remember to where our Love Where You Live, Give Where You Love motto comes from. Hi, Amy. And of course, always remember any questions or any comments are always welcome throughout the video. So definitely let's make this more than just me a talking head. So anyways, again, Love Where You Live, Give Where You Love comes from a place of wanting to give back to the community. I want to make sure that everyone that I work with loves where they live, and as a result, I want to give back to where they love, and I will donate, in the Swan team, we will donate $500 to the school of your choice for any property we help you sell or buy. So definitely, it's a great opportunity to work with us and help your local community. A couple of things that I wanted to touch upon first. First of all, today is my big brother, Phil Koblis' birthday. So I wanted to say happy birthday, Phil. Hope he's having a great day. Also wanted to share with you the beautiful and new Swan team real estate. It's very interesting when you try to make the something look correct on a screen. Anyways, this is our new Swan team sign that we just can't wait to hang up in front of perhaps not your home, but maybe a friend or family member who's thinking of selling. So again, this is just our exciting new sign and logo designed by the Jennifer Sabranti of Hostess with Mostess. So thanks, Jen, for that. And getting into what our discussion and topic for today is we're going to discuss goals for 2018, and maybe specifically if you have real estate goals. For example, perhaps maybe you want to sell your house, and it's not as easy as just deciding I want to sell my house, and all I do is put it on the market and wham, bam, it's done. As many of you know that have sold a house before, it takes a lot more than that. And what I'd like to share with you today are some ideas that I have about getting your home prepared to sell and to sell quickly. Because again, it's one thing to put your house on the market. It's another thing for it to sell and sell quickly. Just so you know, all of these ideas that I'm going to be going over are actually on our website, specifically on our blog. So you can type and go to www.theswanteamoc.com to find out all of these ideas and get them on hard copy and be able to read in more detail about the ideas that I'm going to share with you right now. So the first idea, which of course I always think is an important one, is to find a real estate agent or realtor that you trust. Now, of course, I would hope that you would trust me, but I also think it's really important that you interview 2 to 3 realtors when deciding to sell or work with someone on probably what's your largest investment. I'm confident enough in my ability and my experience that you will choose me over another realtor. So I welcome you to meet with another realtor or two to again find out what style you work best with or who you are most comfortable with. Again, this is probably the largest investment you have and a very important one, and you want to make sure that you're working with someone that you are very comfortable with. Hi, Mike. Thanks for joining. So again, I highly recommend interviewing at least 2 to 3 realtors so that you can feel comfortable with your decision and very confident. And like I said, I'm very confident that if given the opportunity to compete for your business or for anyone else that you know's business, that I am going to show the expertise, the drive, the perseverance, and the everything to get your house done or to get your house sold quickly. So again, I think that any agent would welcome you to interview other agents too, just again, so you can compare and contrast and understand what style works best for you. Having said that, once you do decide on a realtor, I then implore you to make sure that you listen to your realtor and their recommendations. Because again, now that you have established that, okay, I trust this realtor, now you actually need to trust that realtor and know that that realtor is putting your best interest first, which again is everything you weeded out in the interview process. Because again, as a realtor, I'm on your side. I'm on my client's side to make sure that they get all of their needs met, whether that is with price, whether that is with timeline, whether that is with, what goes as part of the sale, terms, conditions, all of that. That's all my job to make sure that you get what you want. But in order to do that, kind of like Cuba Gooding Jr. and Tom Cruise in Jerry Maguire, you have to help me help you. So by doing that, you have to, again, listen to your realtor. So that's the first thing when it comes to getting your house prepared to sell and to sell quickly, is find a good realtor that you trust. Then the second one, which can be very challenging, especially if you've lived in your home for a number of years, is disassociating yourself from your house. Most people have made many wonderful memories in their home, and it's always kind of sad to leave. But what you want to be able to do is pull up to your home and think like a buyer. Don't think about you as the homeowner and the history and all the background knowledge that you know about the house. Instead, you want to think, okay, ooh, I don't like this, I don't like that, and look for those things that a buyer is going to notice right away. And again, this can be challenging, but it is crucial in getting your home prepared to sell. Once you've disassociated it, kind of like what I've already touched upon, is then actually driving up to your house, pretending like it's the first time and you're a buyer. I think that this is actually a very important step in getting your house prepared to sell, because if you do all of my other following steps, but you don't do this one, it kind of doesn't matter. And this step is creating curb appeal in your home, because if you don't have a curb appeal that buyers will want to come in, then they won't even get out of the car, and you've already lost them. You might have an amazing kitchen, you might have an amazing master bathroom, but if if the grass is dry and brown and just, the front of the house doesn't look very attractive, essentially, then you could lose buyers right then and there. So simple things, obviously, making sure that if you have a lawn, make sure that it's mowed. Planting fresh flowers is always great. Yellow is said to evoke a buying emotion. I don't know, I have not tested that myself, but that's what it's said to do. So studies apparently have shown that. Of course, pulling weeds, trimming shrubs or bushes. Again, looking at things especially that are overgrown plants and trees. It's amazing how just they seem to make things look hidden and just very unattractive to potential buyers. So you want to make sure that you pull those and trim those. Hi, Michaela. Thanks for joining us. Of course, too, if you have window trim or front doors, you want to make sure that that's painted. Many of my clients, one thing that has paid off in dividends for them is just having their front door repainted. Many people who are friends and family that come to the home think, did you paint your house? It looks spectacular. And all they did was actually paint the front door, because again, when you're walking up to the house, that's the first thing you see. Oftentimes too, if you don't already include them on your home, a wreath and a doormat always, again, give a welcome, inviting decor and just a great vibe to the house that makes a buyer much more attracted to your property and much more likely to be interested, and again, move in through the front door with a very positive impression on the house. Again, making that first impression, that's what the curb appeal does. And you only get that one chance to make a first impression. So you want to make sure that it's a good one. And another little thing that is small and that oftentimes people don't necessarily consider when it comes to curb appeal, but you want to make sure that the house number is visible. After all, you may have a sign out in front of the house, like this beautiful sign, but you want to make sure, just in case if someone's driving by, that they can readily and easily identify the property and see it and know that that looks nice as well. If you have dated numbers, it might be a good opportunity to get some more contemporary and classic looking numbers to put on the house. So after you've created the curb appeal, then my next recommendation is to actually depersonalize, which first of all starts with decluttering. I know that I have in my home a specific place on the kitchen counter where I always like to put my piles. And oh, does my husband love my place where I have my piles. But those are the first things that need to go when you're getting your house ready to sell. You have to, figure out whether that's, maybe it's in your car, maybe it's, just one specific place, maybe it's in a drawer, but ideally you want to remove clutter. And of course you want to depersonalize, which oftentimes means taking down some of your family photos. Sometimes it's nice to have a few family photos up just because, again, people can see and understand that a family lived here or a family lived in the home. But having pictures everywhere of, every little event that happened, oftentimes then it becomes challenging for a buyer to see themselves in the house because they clearly see it as your family's home. And you want to make sure that when someone comes to see your house, that they could see themselves living there. So again, removing, an exorbitant amount or limiting your number of personal family photos to a few is always best when getting your home prepared to sell. Even making sure when it comes to depersonalizing, and I know sometimes this can be challenging, but again, it can be actually a good part or a good something to do as part of the moving process is actually rearranging and removing items from your personal closet and your storage cabinets. Let's say you have your winter clothes and your summer clothes and it's right now, so it's kind of tough. But what I would recommend highly is removing the clothes that you don't wear very often and putting them perhaps in some sort of storage bin or somewhere else so that your closet can look less crammed, because it is, I would say 99% of the time when I go in to see someone else's closet, it's just like mine where tons of stuff is shoved in because we love our clothes, we love our shoes, we love our stuff. But again, when a buyer comes into a home, they want to see a closet that looks like it can accommodate everything possible that they could ever possibly buy or own and want. If you ever remember from back in the day, the show Cribs, oftentimes you could see almost the two or three finger rule, where literally between each piece of clothing there's at least 2 or 3 fingers, because then again it shows the spacing and, oh my goodness, this closet just has so much room. I could definitely fit all of my things in that. So again, that's something that you want to do and remove, which then brings me to my next item or option for getting your home ready to sell is possibly consider renting a temporary storage unit. Again, one of the pods is always a great option for those things that are in your closet for Christmas and it's March, so you won't need it for another 9 months. Put those things away in a storage unit now, that when you move, you can simply move that storage unit and it's already done and ready to go. And then so is your home to sell, because it has fewer items so that it looks very spacious and inviting. So again, a temporary storage unit I highly recommend. A next step as far as getting your home ready to sell is removing and replacing favorite items. If you have a special vase from a great aunt, or you have jewelry that means a lot to you, you want to make sure to get that out of your home. Whether it's having it then relocated at a neighbor's house or a friend's house or even a family member's home, you want to get those items that if for some reason something happened to them in the process of getting your home ready or showing it, and you would be devastated, you need to get those out of the house. It gives you peace of mind. It gives you security in knowing that the items that are most important to you are safe and sound. So again, you want to make sure that those are out. Another thing too, if let's say, for example, in a dining room, you have a chandelier that is absolutely positively going to go with you to your next home because you've moved it from every other home and you absolutely love it, then I highly recommend taking that down and going, whether it's to Home Depot, Lowe's, or some lighting store, and just buying a different lighting fixture so that buyers won't see what you have. Because what's very funny, and maybe you will agree with me, oftentimes we want what we can't have. And so even when I have put in an exclusions list for a property that it excludes a chandelier, I have still always received from the buyer's agent, oh, but they really like that chandelier. Can that be part of the purchase? How much would they be willing to sell it for? So again, removing these items ahead of time so that they're never even seen and a buyer doesn't even know they ever existed is an easy way to make sure to avoid an issue or a situation like that. Oh, and hi, Alec, thanks for joining us as well. So now that you've removed and replaced items that mean a lot to you or that you just don't need in the home right now, another key element is painting your walls to a neutral, classic, and contemporary color. You know, I have had a red room before. I've had a red bathroom. I've had different colors. My daughter's room right now is green and pink. Having said that, if I ever put my house on the market, I would probably paint her room to a much more neutral color because, again, families or potential buyers see less work of changing that paint color when they move in. And again, it also just gives your home a very fresh, clean appearance, especially if there is an overall running color through the home, as opposed to every room having a different color. Again, a flow, it's very similar to when, you know, especially now, people want a consistent flooring throughout the home as opposed to 7 different types of flooring. It's just the same with paint. Ideally, having a similar look throughout the house and a consistent look is what buyers are looking for. So that's something that you want to prepare your home for in order to get it prepared to sell and to sell fast. And making minor repairs. This is also something that, you know, a little goes a long way. And at the Swan team, we actually provide handyman service to you as part of being your listing agent, because we think that it's important to have the little things fixed, whether it's, you know, little switches that need to be fixed, or, you know, there might be a little hole in the wall, or, you know, someone dinged a door, something like that. All those kinds of things add up if there are a lot of them. So again, having a handyman kind of come through the house and fix those little things will go a long way. Then also, and as I mentioned, sorry, just throwing again, that is something that we provide. So, and not all realtors do that. That's why I like to throw that in. And then also another thing is cleaning your house, and not just cleaning it, but making it shine. So we all have our routines of whether it's cleaning our home weekly, bi-weekly, however we do it. But when it comes to getting your house ready, this is the big show. This means that you might potentially need to wax the floors. You need to clean out cobwebs anywhere possible. The fun one too is actually cleaning out your fridge. You'd be surprised at how many people look inside the refrigerator. So again, just kind of making sure to wipe down the shelves, make sure that it doesn't look like your refrigerator is totally crammed and packed, is ideal, because again, it's one of those funny things that people do look at. And again, if they can be impressed with the organization in your refrigerator, then they're impressed with the home. So, you know, a little goes a long way. Another thing that I find is very important too is, depending on the type of flooring you have, if you enjoy using rugs, oftentimes you either need to replace those rugs or just remove them for the time being, because again, depending on the style of the rug, it may not be, it may be more specific to your style. And if you remove those rugs, then it can open it up and make it more neutral, so that more buyers are more apt to like it. And again, just obviously a worn rug, you just don't want to show. It might be great for you for when, you know, you hop out of the shower and you get to dry your feet off. But again, that's just something you remove and perhaps either hide in a closet or put in a drawer somewhere so that it's out of sight for the potential buyer. So hi, Alexis, thanks for joining us. And then a last one too, that again, I don't know if it's just me, but I always notice whatever the smell is of a home when I enter it. And good, bad, or indifferent, everyone has the different smells that they like or dislike. And so neutralizing odors, I think, is a very important aspect of getting your home prepared to sell. The smell that I know that most people actually are okay with is baked goods, baked cookies, something like that. So I know you can't bake all the time, but sometimes I, even before an open house, will actually bring some cookie dough over to my client's home and bake some cookies right in their oven, so that one, there are freshly baked cookies for the open house attendees, but then also so that it has that wonderful fragrance when someone comes in. Again, smells like you're coming home, and that's what we want to convey to potential buyers. So thanks, Liz, or hi, Liz, and Kristen, thanks for joining us. So again, if you can come up with a nice smell like that, or neutralize any odors of perhaps stinky shoes or anything like that, if you have a room where you have a lot of your kids' athletic gear, again, perhaps investing in those little pods that are deodorizers or separating the items, again, is always a great way to neutralize the odors as well. We have a couple more items on the list. One is to wash the windows inside and out. As the Swan team, that is something that we provide. We have a professional service that comes in and, makes windows look fantastic. Not only does it do a great job as far as showing the home when people come in person to see it, but then also for the listing photography, having that shine and sparkle on the windows makes for a fantastic listing. So again, making sure that those windows are cleaned on the inside and out, as well as the tracks, because again, you'll never know when a buyer might try to open and close that window. Want to make sure that those things are cleaned. And lastly, and now this is something that I always appreciate as a realtor, but again, it's going to go a long way for you, is creating a list of all the items that you've done to your home. Whether you've lived there for a year or 45 years, you've probably done things to your home over the years. And if you can, create a running list of all the items that you have changed out, updated, upgraded, and keep count maybe of the year, as well as potentially the amount of money that you put into that investment. Again, that goes a long way so that you can present that list to buyers. I oftentimes include it actually as part of the listing, so that buyers and potential buyers agents can understand where the price, the listing price came from, because it is based on all the wonderful things that you've done to your home and the wonderful things that you've done to maintain it. So it can only benefit you if you keep track of those things. And again, you're very forthcoming with it to any potential buyers, because they will know that you are a serious seller, that you have taken great care of your home, and that you know when things have happened. Oftentimes when you get to the questionnaire and people say that they had their air conditioner replaced but I don't know when. If you can say that you had your air conditioner replaced in March of 2017, a buyer is going to be much more confident in knowing that you have maintained your home well, and as a result be much more confident in purchasing your home and knowing that they're buying a good property. So having said all of that, those are just some of my ideas as far as getting your home prepared to sell fast. As I mentioned, you can find all of these ideas on on the website. All you have to do is go to www.theswanteamoc.com, click on the blog, and you will see the entire list of all of these items and ideas. Of course, you are always more than welcome to contact me directly at 949-444-1601, and I can go over all of these ideas in greater detail with you and hold you accountable if you'd like. And of course, if you or anyone you know is thinking about selling, I'd love to go over this list with them in greater detail, and of course share with them the potential value in selling their home, and of course help them plan where they're going to next, because of course we don't want to go from one home to no home. So so that is all for, again, getting your home prepared to sell. Please remember to check out the blog. Of course, always remember to contact us as well if you are interested in a free termite inspection. We are still offering that. I know a lot of people have taken advantage of that, so thank you. Again, it's a great opportunity to make sure that your home is maintained well. Again, shoot us an email at info@theswanteamoc.com. And as always, everyone, remember to love where you live, give where you love, and tune in every Wednesday at 4 p.m. for another episode of Love Where You Live, Give Where You Love. Next week will actually be, the topic will be about preparing if you're a buyer. So looking forward to discussing that topic with you. Everyone have a wonderful day and take care. Bye.